And now, after years of planning, sweating, and going broke, here is the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
I'll alert the media.
Why they would give this man a podcast is anyone's guess.
Then there is what could only be a bizarre coincidence or something else.
Welcome to the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, sir.
Country music and fine moonshine. Finally, a podcast that lets it all hang out.
Let's level with America.
Got your boots? Ready for some whiskey?
These boots are made for walking.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
And now, the Boots and Whiskey Podcast with Jim Belisle.
Hey everyone, Jim here, Boots and Whiskey Podcast. Welcome back to another episode. I don't know what the hell number we're on. It's over 300. It's great. It's awesome. Thank you for being here. We have a first here, I think. And if I'm wrong, you don't need to tell me. You can just keep it to yourself. But this is our first three-peat. This is the first time we've had a guest on this show 3 times. Maddye Trew is here. We connected with Maddye, oh God, hell, years ago. Years ago, we did an episode. There was both times were audio episodes only. We talk a lot about it in this episode, and I'm going to tell you to go back and listen to those episodes too, because she has evolved so much in the last few years that it's almost, the first one was very polished and fine and great and wonderful, and getting her feet wet in this industry, and I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. So it's wonderful to see her progress. I haven't changed. But yeah, it's really cool to see who Maddye was then to who she is now. I say it all the time where, and I think we talked about it in this episode. If not, we talked about it in a different episode that's coming out or has come out. I'm awful with that kind of thing, but it's one of those things where she's opened up. She's opening up to who she is and figuring out who she is, and it's just awesome. It's awesome to see. I'm going to let her talk for herself. But a big thank you to her. A big thank you to a huge person in my life and my doing this, Jeff McMahon, for everything. Honestly, I talk about Jeff all the time in my circles. That honestly, if it wasn't for Jeff McMahon, I'm not sure I'd still be doing this podcast 4 years later. Honestly, he's one of the handful of people that I owe a lot to. So if you don't like it, blame Jeff. I don't know. But Maddye, thank you so much for being here. I love you, girl. Sit back, relax, enjoy. If it's your first time here, welcome. If it's not your first time here, welcome back. Check us out on all of our socials. Everything's at Boots and Whiskey Podcast. We got some reviews coming out if they haven't come out already. Again, awful with timing. We're doing a double shot Tuesday. Because I have so many episodes that need to go out in some sort of timely manner. I'm just awful with this scheduling thing, and I can't tell people no because I don't like to. But the next couple of weeks, you might get a couple of extra episodes rather than the one a week. Today, you're getting 2. You get Maddye, you're getting Aubrey Sellers. And a lot of that is because I suck at timing. And I apologize to everybody. It happens, whatever, But here we are. So sit back, enjoy. After you listen to this one, go back, listen to Aubrey Sellers, or if you've already listened to Aubrey's, welcome. But however you're listening to these, I don't care. Just thank you for being here. So that's that. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we will see you on the flip side of this. Cheers, guys.
I'm sorry.
I know it's 10 o'clock here. So I woke up, I never sleep in. I have the worst sleep in the entire world. And, I didn't set an alarm because my body just wakes up for 7 regardless.
Yeah.
And I looked at my phone. I was 8:30. I was like, oh shit, I gotta get moving. in here.
Yep.
So
Well, I have my Shure mic. Does this app
yeah,
have
I
a
can hear
thing,
you.
or do you need it?
No, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. I don't
I
know
can.
I don't see any settings to do it, but I had it ready just in case.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay, cool.
So how are you?
I'm great. I'm
Yeah, that's
busy.
good.
Yeah.
You know, so I have this like kind of like makeshift studio I have now here, and
Okay.
I was driving here and I was thinking about it. I think you're our first three-peat.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it. I was like, has anybody else been on this show three times? And I don't think so.
Oh, gee.
It's only the very special people, Maddie, that get to come on three
Oh,
times.
thank you. Yeah, no,
Shit,
I
it takes a
remember when
special
you were at the
person to.
yeah.
What's that?
I remember when you were at the beginning of this.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and as we're talking, yesterday marked 4 years.
Oh, wow. Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
it
That's
is.
crazy.
It is. And like I remember when I mean, I'm sure you can attest to this with even your stuff. Like when you first start and you have no idea what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
And like here it is 4 years, I still don't know what the hell I'm
I
doing.
know. Have you seen Theo Vaughn? He's like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'll show up
Yeah,
every freaking day.
yeah, that's exactly it. Theo is like one of my heroes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when it comes to
It's like
all
I'm
this
not a
stuff.
freaking wizard, but
Right, right. Yeah,
uh,
because like, you've been trucking right along too. Like you've been doing some cool stuff.
I have been. Yeah. Well, I just go where Jeff tells me to. I
I
got him
mean,
in my
yeah,
pocket. Yeah. So I'm
yeah,
like, I know. We looked at each other the other day and we were like, man, we have really stepped in it. I don't,
yeah,
I mean, I knew this is what I wanted to do. And, I want to get to the top. It's just like seeing each level and continuing on. It's like, whoa, okay. All right.
right.
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah, because I
So,
remember, I was thinking about it. I remember the first conversation you and I had,
uh huh.
and I mean, we were both really new to it, right?
Yeah.
And like, I was thinking about some of the things we talked about, because like, for some reason, I can still remember a lot of the conversations I've had with people. And, like how green we both were. Like
Yeah.
you were just this shy Maddie Trew. Like
Yeah.
where it was like, all right, Jeff wants me to talk about this, this, and this. And
I know, I know. I'm like, okay, if
I,
this is how it goes, and like we're
right,
gonna do this, and oh yeah, it's fun, and it's well, like too, you're kind of like learning in the public eye because I was doing all of that. I mean, we're posting this, so
right,
like it was just get up there and do it, and if you fail in the public eye. If you don't,
right.
then I mean, it's just you keep going regardless. So it's
Yeah,
been fun. I've noticed that recently with everything that's going on. I'm like, I have literally just said yes to every opportunity, knowing that I could mess up in front of people and not
right,
caring because
right,
I wanted to either learn from that mistake, and keep going because it's what I want.
right. Exactly. And it's one of those things, and I don't know, maybe it's not like this to this level for you, but I noticed like with this show,
Uh-huh.
and I was talking to Nolan Taylor about this yesterday. Once I stopped giving a shit what other people thought
Yeah.
and comparing myself to the others, that's when like the whole thing just shifted and it was like,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I've blocked it all out. Like, I mean, I'm just walking around.
Yeah,
Oh, this is so much fun. Sure, I'll wake up today and do a podcast. And I mean, you just kind
right.
of gotta keep your eye on the prize.
That's right. That's
Uh
right. Like, and like, I love the way you're doing, because like, I almost challenge people to like listen to this episode and then go back and listen to the first one we did.
huh.
And
I know.
already, we're 5 minutes in and it's a totally different show.
I noticed that. I saw you hit record. I'm like, oh, yep, here we go.
No, yeah, we're just
You're
we're not.
in.
We're, there is no
It didn't
rhyme
phase
or
me
reason,
one
man.
bit though.
Right?
It feels like a normal conversation with you.
Well, that's the way it should be. You
Yeah,
don't. You know.
we did it.
I don't
We did
want no. I don't want a cookie cutter. Maddie True. Fuck
I
no.
know, no, no.
That's stupid.
I had no notes beforehand. Yep.
Yeah, I love. That's my favorite thing is when like PR people send us like, here are some talking points, and I'm like, delete that
Okay.
email. It's not getting read.
uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
what's going on with you? Because I mean, I see what you're doing, but
Whew, yes, so I have hired a publicist and I have, been working harder with Jeff, and I am actually talk about, it's been 4 years. I mean, I am actually working on an EP right now,
nice.
and it is called Here Goes Nothing, because
There we go.
literally here goes nothing
I
after all.
love it.
Yeah, I mean, it fits the theme of our conversation right now. So I'm working on that, fixing to go into the studio with Steve Marcantonio, who is a great producer in Nashville. I had to quit Googling him because, I mean, it was bizarre, Kiss, John Lennon, and,
Damn.
uh-huh. So it's been fun. And, this week is CMA Fest, or coming up is CMA Fest. So we're doing that. Oh, I have stumbled upon I'm a radio co-host, Jim.
You what?
I'm a radio co-host. I have my own show with Jeff. Yes. I
Nice.
know.
Like on the radio? Like on the
Yes,
radio with you?
we are on the radio. We are on Kickin'
Shut up.
Country 101, and we are doing an episode every week with the countdown. It's called Breaking Indies Country Countdown.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh. I know. I was like, sure. He asked me, Shannon Still, who does the show, had called up Jeff and was like, hey, I need some Christmas songs. You got any friends with, new songs that are out? Because, I've already played Mariah Carey's, Christmas. So do you have anybody else? So he was like, sure. And I'll put this together. And he called me and he was like, well, you want to do some banter? He sent me some radio buffers, and we can do that in between and throw all of our friends in there and do the Christmas stuff. And so Shannon got back and he was like, can you do this every week? Like, this is working. And of course, because it's Jeff, I mean, he knows where to hit the mark. So
Right.
now I think we're on our 17th episode.
That's
And
awesome.
and I've been like going backstage as a co-host, like putting, I mean, artists to the left for a second, but it's been fun. I've been going out to shows, seeing the people in our countdown and coming at it from that angle too. And, it was just a matter of just saying, yes, sure.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now that you say that, I didn't realize that was on like the radio. I thought it was just something you guys were just doing kind of like,
That
putting it
sucker.
out there.
Yep. That sucker's on the radio, and
That's
it's awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
I would kill to do like a radio segment or some sort of something like that around here because we don't have that.
It's really fun. We get to like pick the topic that we're going to talk about, like whatever's current that week. Off the top of my mind was we had talked about Beyonce winning country album, and how do we approach this? And it's a cool learning experience.
Yeah.
Which go her, different conversation, but we just have to pick the topics that are happening that week and discuss it. And it's cool. It's cool learning the format. It's cool jumping in and like tapping into that side of me. I knew as an artist I would get opportunities to host things. I just didn't, I didn't see that one coming. So it's been fun. And then next week, I don't know when this podcast is airing, but CMA
I don't
Fest.
know either.
Okay, all right, great. So
No idea.
it'll be June 4th. Yeah. We're doing our first Breaking Indies live. So
That's awesome.
Right. So we've got we rented out bootleggers from 5 to 8. I'm hosting the last hour. And we've got, Ira Dean, Lewis Bryce, Deborah Allen, Celeste Kellogg, Grace West, Paige King Johnson. The list goes on of who's on the show. And it is our first showcase, and I can't wait. That's what I'm gearing up for this weekend.
Let me ask you this: have you ever had a conversation with Ira?
Yes, he's so cool.
He is the coolest dude in the entire world.
I know. He walked in, and I'm like, I don't know if I can stand next to you, dude. Like,
like I think about it because he's been on this show, and a lot of that was thanks to Jeff, I'm sure. And like, it was one of those conversations, and I've had a lot of these now in the last 4 years, where it's like we talk about things, right? And then it's like we got off, and I was like, shit, I should have talked about this. I should have talked about that. I should have brought up this. I should have brought up that.
I know.
But like in those moments, you don't think about it because it's like, especially with this, like I'm not trying to be like, oh, you've done all these cool things. Let's talk about them. Like, because like I just don't,
I know.
But because and also it's like you don't know how people are going to react.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, do you want to talk about these things? Do you not want to talk about these things?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Jeff's a prime example, right? I've become good friends with Jeff. You think I don't want to sit here for an hour and 15 minutes or so and pick his brain about the Tim McGraw years? You're out of your fucking mind. Of
Oh
course I
yeah,
do.
I know, I
You know what I mean? Of
know.
course I do.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
also not what it's all about, you
Yeah,
know?
right. That's great stuff. Uh-huh.
But yeah, he's a cool dude. I've tried to get Lewis Bryce on this show too. Like, he follows us on Instagram, and like every now and again I'll be like,
Uh-huh.
hey man. You know?
Yeah. Hi.
Because that's another one. I want to, like, the me being me, right? And the way this show is, like, the
Uh-huh.
treasure trove of questions and brain picking I want to do with that dude is
Right.
wild.
Yeah, yeah. He's so nice. He was very nice. We
Yeah, he
did
seems
country
it.
radio seminar with McMahon on Keys too, Jeff's podcast.
Yeah.
So that's how we found him. But yeah, I mean, I've been just meeting a bunch of people. I mean, it's bizarre. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Everybody's cool here, and Ira does take the cake for sure.
he does. He's a character all in and of himself, and not in a bad way.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So if
know,
anybody's listening and this airs, right, it's from 5 to 8.
right?
Ira's headlining. Lewis Bryce is going to be there. June 4th.
And if it's our June 4th is like this weekend, isn't it?
This is coming Wednesday.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I
there's
love
no
you
way.
so much, Maddie, but this is not coming out before then. That's not
That's
happening.
hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, but I
Um,
can't tell you what has come out. My new single.
oh, that's right.
Yes. Single of the year is out. I forgot to say that first. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
I should have said that first before.
Probably the
I'm
reason
just
why
like,
you're here, right?
yeah, I'm just still flabbergasted. I'm a radio host. Sorry. Yeah, single of the year is out. And it's like
Yep.
already. So the writers are Brad McKinney, John Frank, and Lauren Spring, and they have entered it into contests. And so it got fourth place in the NSAI CMT contest. It's a semifinalist right now for Wide Open. It's doing really well. Like, as soon as I heard it, I met with the publisher, Dallas Gregory, and just went shopping for songs because getting back to the CP too, initially when I got to Nashville, I had not written a song. I
Right.
had done the talent shows. I had done, I was a stage girl. I was a performer.
Yep.
And so I was expecting every Brett James hit to be handed to me. If y'all
Well,
don't know
of
who that
course.
is, he wrote Jesus Take the Wheel for Carrie Underwood, one of my favorite songs. I didn't know that. And so I quickly learned, okay, I've got to learn how to do that. So I'm going to learn how to be a songwriter. Oh, okay, I've got to learn what my sound is and how to relay what I want to a band and a producer. Okay, so I'll learn that. Like, there's a lot of hats to wear.
Yeah.
Been here going on 11 years. I've worn all the hats. I'm in a position to where I can be like, okay, I want to sit down and I want to look at a pile of songs and I want to pick out who Maddye Trew is. Now,
Yeah.
everything I've learned up to this point, I just want to see find songs that align with my values, find the sounds that I like in order to give us a road to continue to go down with our producers and stuff like that. So that is kind of what Here Goes Nothing is all about. And, getting a publicist and releasing press releases and, doing more photo shoots and video shoots. It's just getting more fun. I'm giving it all I have. I downloaded CapCut. I'm on TikTok. I'm like zooming in and zooming out on videos. I mean, like splitting the audio. I'm so ready, Jim. I'm ready for a tour bus, and I want to sing. At the end of the day, just give me a mic and a hit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what this is about. I've written a few songs on it, but then, Single of the Year was the first single off of it. And by the way, I love this because you're the first podcast I'm actually really diving into the record with. Yeah. I mean, you pulled it out of me, Jim.
Sick.
I know. So
I have that ability, Maddie.
yes, you do. You're crushing it, man. You're crushing it. I know.
I don't even have to say anything.
But I'm so excited. We got killer players on it, and Single of the Year was the first single off of it. And when I heard it, I immediately knew I wanted it and that it felt like home because I have been a bridesmaid 5 times. And I thought that the song, right? I know, I've already paid for my
Trust
own
me.
wedding.
Listen.
I know.
Careful what you wish for.
I know. I've already
you,
paid for my own wedding at this point.
you know, you don't,
I'm eloping. It's over.
trust me, dodge that bullet, Maddie. But
Yeah.
go on.
But yeah, so I liked it because that was where I was at, but I also liked it because, all right, so going back 10 years, my first single was Only Sometimes, right? Remember this? And
Yep.
it was the first time I was learning, like, okay, this is what this is. Oh, okay, now I got to market it. Oh, I'm telling the world I'm single. Oh, okay, great. What a way to step out. And like, the
Yep.
hometown's like, this is it's her first song. And like, I'm single. So, I did that, had some cool players on it. Actually, Carrie Underwood's drummer was on that song, which was another reason I had to release it. And I love it. But like, full circle moment with single of the year. Now I feel like I'm starting over. I feel like I'm, turning a page or doing whatever to just
Yeah.
like clean the slate. And I think it's cool that it's still a song about being single because now I know how to market it more,
Yeah.
and know how to like approach it, with CapCut and make it fun. And so the song I thought was more represented with a fun bridesmaid in mind, like the fun friend who, just goes to the open bar and hangs out and celebrates her friend. And it's like even a celebratory song for the bride, like she could still dance to it at the wedding. So that's kind of why I liked it. Cause that's, aside from music, I'm all up in these weddings, dude.
Well, I mean, when you said you've been in Nashville 11 years, like my first thought was, God, she got there when she was 14.
Yeah.
And, you know, um,
2014, close.
no, you can't, there's no way. Anyway, um, but yeah, because you're at that age where everybody around you is being
Yeah.
stupid.
And and like, Jeff is, my mentor manager for those who are listening and someone who works with you, sometimes on the podcast. He's just a great mentor. He's sending the elevator down and, he's just setting me up to bat in places that I really want to make. I want to hit a home run and he wants it
Right.
too. And, in my mind, different songs make me feel like I'm hitting a home run. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of, how we got to picking out songs.
And you know what? This isn't going to turn into the Jeff McMahon show every time we
I
talk, right?
know, I know.
But I will say this, right? For people that don't know who Jeff is, like just a quick Google search will probably get you more information than you want.
Yeah.
But for a guy like that to have been in this industry for as long as he has, with
Hmm.
knowing and the connections he has, he could do whatever he wanted,
Oh
right?
my gosh. It's
And
bizarre.
you know, I honestly I say it all the time that with you, he
Uh-huh.
literally picked the diamond in the rough to do,
Oh, thank you.
and I don't mean that disrespectfully. Like
Yeah. No, like
you
I just wasn't seen. Yeah, I didn't know anything
and it's
before.
like you are fantastic. You
Thank
sound
you.
great. The songs you pick are great. Like I listen to Dear Loretta probably like twice a week
Thank you. That
because
one is
I
definitely
fucking
one of the
love
hits.
that song. Like it's so good.
It is. I do love that song too. That was an outside cut as well. I found that on Music Row.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Jeff's incredible. I could write a book. I actually have a document called McMahon Says, like of things that he's taught me along the way. Because
I'm
I'm like, I
sure.
gotta remember this. Yeah. So like, it's fun. I'm very grateful. I didn't. I had gone to Belmont. I had gotten a music degree. I had been out of college for about 2 years, and I was just doing writers rounds. And it was funny enough. I don't know if you know the story of how I met him, but it was 2020. It was the beginning of 2020. And I was like, I want to go on Broadway and practice my chops. So I saw Jeff and I met him at a realtor function that my godfather randomly invited me to. In my mind, after we left, I had just placed a guitar in his hand. I didn't remember he was a piano player. And so when I met up with him for coffee, he was like, so, do you need anything? And I'm like, oh, no, I just was, if you, needed a filler on Broadway, I'd love to come and play. And he was like, nope. And the next week I had, pictures and a website, and then I wouldn't quit calling him, and now we're here.
Isn't that I'm sure you're like me, right? In those
Mhm.
moments when you meet somebody and they're like, how can we help you? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like they're genuinely asking, you're like, I
I
don't
don't
know what to
know. I just,
say. Like,
yeah. I was
like you
being
have a
polite.
laundry list of all the things you
Yeah,
need,
yeah.
but you also don't want to ask.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I was also open to like, there's a lot of people. One of the main questions is like, what advice would you give, to other people coming up or whatever? And my main thing has been Jeff, a mentor. I'm
Yeah,
like, just like be open and like to accepting a mentor, but also knowing what a good mentor is and what is not going the right way and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah,
how to, because I knew like I knew a lot of stuff when I met Jeff, right? So if he was doing something wrong, I would have been able to call it and leave. You know what I'm
right,
saying? But
yeah,
I knew he was like gonna take me somewhere. It
right,
just it clicked,
right.
So,
Now let
but
me
yeah,
ask you that. I think we've gotten into this before, like maybe in the first episode when it was just like tell me about yourself.
yeah,
But when you're picking out these songs, and I know you want to keep yourself very, this is the Maddie True sound, right?
yeah.
Are you looking at or hearing things in town maybe that people don't know who they are yet, or artists that are on the radio and say, "Ooh, I like that. I don't like that. I want to incorporate this sound," or are you just looking at it however you want to look at it?
So I'm looking at it as so. Then there was another thing that I had to learn when I got to Nashville. Like, what is the definition of an artist? Like
Yeah,
Miley Cyrus today, while we're recording this, she dropped an album and she came out with a film with it. And like it had like each thing had like this was this chapter of my life, or I don't know if that's her album, but there's albums that have like phases and it's just
yeah,
so artistic, and then you've got your brand and all this stuff. And that was another thing I had to learn to tackle on. Like, what the heck is my brand? What is my thing? Lainey Wilson's bell bottoms, like what is my thing? And so I've noticed like at all these writers rounds, everybody has all of these songs and they're doing the artist thing, and I'm looking around, and then I go to NSAI and on the wall it's like it all starts with a song. And I kid you not, like single of the year is doing so well. And I'm starting to see more where it's like, okay, this hit is what can break you. This song is what can break you. And then you build from there, right?
yeah,
So that's kind of how my journey is going. I'm just, building from the songs. And when I pick, I'm like, I know that I'm country pop leaning more towards country. I've always known
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And then, I also know what my values are. I know that, I can put drinks in my song, but I also I'm a big Carrie Underwood fan. I'm a big Care Bear fan, and I would love her demographic because kids can come, families can come. She can sing about things, and she's just got a good reputation.
yeah,
Like I knew that was like the focus point of all of that. So that's kind of how I'm choosing and seeing
yeah.
songs now.
Now let
Yeah.
me ask you this, because we don't talk about this on this show nearly enough anymore. And when I first started this show, it was like I felt like I had like every female up and coming artist in Nashville like
Right.
reaching out, right? Now it's not so much that way anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of maybe you and like one or two others,
Mm-hmm.
whenever I get females on nowadays, they're very reserved. They're
Yeah.
very like don't want to talk much about anything other than
Mm-hmm.
the brand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, while you're going through this and you're seeing the industry for what it is and all that, are there other females out there like you that you kind of like are looking up to stay in other than, the usual suspects, right? But
Yes.
are there females out there that are coming up that you're like, holy shit, like these girls are like,
Yes.
look out.
Yes. Yes. So I'm gonna give her a shout out because she just dropped a song today too, and she's kind of, she's not necessarily in the country world. She's Americana, but she's open for Haley Witters and stuff like that. And her name is Serena Wages, and she is from my hometown, and she went to Belmont too. And at the time, her and her boyfriend made me a track to go to my audition with. She sat down with me and my mom, all this stuff. And then now she, we've stayed friends over time, and I have always looked up to her, since she graduated. And now she's crushing it. And she's, she was with the Costellos last night, and she's like just doing all the things. So
Yeah.
yes, there's a lot of female artists that I'm looking up to, Emily Ann Roberts. In her case, she's a songwriter. So I'm looking
She
up
is
to her.
fantastic.
Yeah. So it's a lot of the songwriting too.
Yeah.
With Serena, her songwriting's great, but she's artistic. Like, she's awesome. And
Yeah.
they're from Memphis, so she's got some Elvis tones in it, and it's just cool. It's cool
Yeah.
watching her and other people and seeing what part of them is what is inspiring and is sparking their career.
I love that you brought up Emily, right? Because we saw her open for Blake Shelton on that tour he did
Nice.
with
Yeah.
everybody. And, coming from this space, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
I knew her songs, right?
Yeah.
But like every song she sang, the lyrics and the message and the feel was just like it
It's
makes you
incredible.
stop and go, why aren't you bigger than you are?
Exactly. Have you heard her Jill Daniels song that she's
No.
posted? Man, you got to listen to the Jill
All right.
Daniels. She hasn't
I'll
released it, but she's posting about it right now, and it is fun.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah,
You know
you got
who
to look at that.
so we got invited to the Post Malone Jelly Roll big ass tour
Oh,
stadium
Post
thing.
Malone.
So we're going to that tomorrow night as we're talking.
So jealous.
And Sierra Farrell's opening.
She's the best.
I haven't seen her before.
Get
And
ready.
like, yeah,
Get ready.
because I'm
Because,
like,
yeah, I mean, you see all this stuff on
right, well, that's what I
Instagram.
see, right? I see all the crazy.
Yeah, but then when you see it put together live, you're like, oh my gosh, like, no
Really?
wonder. Yes, she's
Okay.
very talented.
All
Yep.
right. So then I'll make sure to go in for
Hmm.
Sierra. All right.
Yes, going for Sierra, but also
So,
Post too. I love Post.
yeah. Have you ever seen him?
I have. I bought his $80 sweatshirt at the Nissan show. Yeah. I bought those tickets a long time ago. I've respected how he's walked into country music
Yeah,
and like made friends with everybody, and I think the record's great. And
it is.
yeah, I mean, I saw
I
him.
tell everybody that might have been the best country album last year,
Yeah.
hands down.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. And
Yeah.
I saw him when he was in his other era, and I was not surprised one bit that he did a
Yeah.
duet with Taylor Swift. I think he's like the male equivalent business
Yeah.
minded guy
Yeah.
of
And like
Taylor
he's
Swift.
so
Yeah.
nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he's my age.
Is he?
Yes, he's 29.
No. You're not 29.
I'm 29. Oh, I just outed myself. Yeah, I'm 29. But it's my golden year, so we'll celebrate it. I'll tell everybody.
Because you moved to Nashville when you were 14, so you're only
I
like
moved to Nashville
25.
when I was 14. Never mind.
Fine. It's fine. Yeah, Maddie, 30's coming.
30's coming. I know my birthday is on Halloween, so I'm gonna do like a rest in peace to your 20s party.
Wait, hold on. So you're turning 30 this year?
I'm turning 30 this year, October 29th. Yeah.
So you want to know a secret?
Yes.
I think we're going to be in Nashville that weekend.
Are you really? I'll be down there looking in a costume with all my friends.
Because we're up for a Josie Music Award.
Yay! Okay, I didn't realize that's when the Josies were coming.
Yeah, November 1st.
Okay. Yep.
So I am. So you're October 29th?
Mm-hmm.
One of my kids is too, I think.
Really?
No.
No.
Yeah, no, 25th, 28th. 28th. I'm looking at my tattoo because I can never remember.
There you go.
Yeah.
Scorpio
Yeah,
baby.
the 28th, the 25th and the 28th. So they're 3 days apart.
Oh, yeah. We're all October babies too, yeah.
Yeah. So, are you a Scorpio?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, God. We gotta go. Gotta go, Maddie. Bye.
I know.
You Scorpios scare the shit out of me.
But the funniest part is like, some of those things that I read, I'm like, dang, I love jumping into that, I don't dive in too far. Yeah. Like I don't dive in too far, but it's like, you're really passionate. And I'm like, yeah, I'm passionate, like
Yeah.
about this job,
Yeah. You.
So I'll take
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the Scorpios I've met and been entangled with.
I know. We're sneaky. We're
No. Yeah.
sneaky.
Yeah. You're sneaky as the
But we're
the
loyal. We're
the
loyal.
PG version of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, that's the PG version. Yeah, we're loyal.
Yeah, loyal. Anyway, we're not going down that road. Um, but yeah, I think we're gonna be. The plan is to be down there for those because I mean, just to be
Yeah.
nominated for one of those is pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Congratulations. That's exciting.
thanks. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Because like when I
Yay.
started this and I first saw about the Josie Awards, I was like, I wanna be nominated for one of those, and I'm like, it's like,
Totally.
dude, you have 3 episodes out, relax.
Yeah.
And now we
Now you did it.
yeah. Yeah, I got to look back and to see which episodes you've been
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, we're talking now, but episode 300 will be released on Tuesday,
Okay.
and like
Wow.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. That's exciting.
It's mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
So
I'm
so
glad
by
it's
the
going
time this
well.
comes out, we'll be
Yeah.
past that. But
Right. Well, thanks for letting me be your three-peat.
yeah, no, I can't. There isn't anybody else I think in this world that I would want to
Oh.
continuously actually talk to.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah.
Because right, you're
Same.
like, like in this space, you're like, oh, let me know when you got things going on, and blah 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 blah, and
Uh-huh.
and like I mean it, like let me know,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
but like, and then there's some people you have conversations with one time, and you're like, I'm good, that's
We're good.
fine,
Uh-huh.
one and done.
When I'm done, we're good.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
what else you got going on?
Whew.
I know you're busy, but I could talk to you all day.
Right. Well, I didn't say that because I got the graphic last night. I am doing a meet and greet at Fanfare.
Oh, I saw
At
that.
CMA Fest. Yeah, I
I
know. I've
saw
been
that.
waiting on that graphic since I moved here. I have wanted the official CMA logo so bad. And Nashville Universe, I did it. I did their show last year, and they asked me to do it after I got off stage. And I've been looking forward to the CMA Fest so much. And I've been like pushing Jeff. I'm like, we've got to have a song. We've got to have an album. We've got to do this. So we've been just trying to get it all in place for CMA Fest. And then I'm looking forward to the studio. I'm going in with Steve, who's got, his friends, so like big musicians and studio musicians, and going to a new studio place and bringing some friends. And yeah, we're taking, well, yeah, I guess this will be out. I think it released. I don't know. I'm telling you all of it. We're going to radio with Single of the Year.
Nice.
Right. So we're going to do some like radio tours. And I dived into that last year and it was really fun. I had a great Louisiana trip. And talked to some stations there and, just have been going all around and learning that world. So it's been fun. So I'm just picking up shows and, getting in the car when Jeff tells me to.
Yeah. Yep.
But so far,
Yeah.
that's the bulk of everything right now. Single of the year and the Here Goes Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, so when is Here Goes Nothing slated to like come out, or do you not want
We
to?
don't know. So yeah, so we're going to the studio to record all the songs in one day, and then after that, we'll have to throw the vocals. So it's like set for later this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So be later this year. Here goes nothing.
You should release it. You should release it for the Dirty 30, Maddie.
Wait, because it's my golden birthday, the 29th. So then my dirty 30, in order to celebrate. Wait, Jim, that's a perfect idea.
I
love October.
I want a percent. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
This is my idea.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but we're like I said, we're planning to come down for that week or those first few days of November. So
Cool.
we'll
Right.
we'll be in touch because I
Yeah.
mean I feel like I've talked to you so often that like I feel like I need to start meeting some of these people that I talk to all the time.
Yeah.
So that's
For
my
sure.
plan. That's my
Let us
plan.
know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yay.
so is there anything else you got that you wanna throw us out there and
Is
tell
there
us
any?
more than you're supposed to?
Was there anything on your sheet that I'm missing?
I don't know. I didn't read it.
Oh, you never. Okay, I'm like, I don't know.
No.
I think that was it.
Nope. No. I got a girl that books all these now for me because I just got too busy that I was missing things and
Uh-huh.
opportunities and she knows. She's like, "Do you want to see what they sent over?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
nope."
No.
If there was something
Pull it
super
out of them.
important, I'm sure Jeff would have texted me and told me about. And if I
Oh
missed
yeah.
something, then
Yeah.
sorry, Jeff. I just come on.
Oh
You know me better than that.
no. Did he even text you anything?
um, he had texted me about getting you on again, and I was like, "Yep, let's do it."
Okay.
And
But
I
he didn't
sent
text you any points?
nope.
I think he knew I
The
could take it.
it's one of those things where it's like I know he's busy, right? But like I used to look forward to my weekly call from Jeff McMahon.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I used to get one, and I think or he hates me. One of the two. I don't
No, no.
know.
Yeah, he's on the road with Chris Cagle right now too.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which was fun. I just saw them in Colorado. I was going to visit my brother, and me and him had a meeting, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to uh Colorado this weekend." And he goes, "I'm going to Colorado this weekend." So we're like, okay, so we got down there and they were playing the Grizzly Rose and he got me and my brother and his girlfriend in. And when I walked in, I don't even think it was the mastered version. So some of Chris's players are on Single of the Year, Ford Thurston and Ben Murray. And, Jeff talks about it on the bus a lot too. But when I walked in, it was playing on the speakers, like in front of this whole packed room. And it
Damn.
was right. And I looked at my brother and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so Jeff had gotten a video and people were line dancing to it. I just posted it and it was like the coolest thing to see somebody line dancing to your song. And then when Chris got on stage, he gave me a shout out and was like, go follow
That's
her, all this stuff. I was like, that's so nice.
that's all. It's funny you bring up Kegel because he's also one of my top like 5 or 6 favorite episodes ever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was
He's
short.
awesome.
It was short, sweet to the point, but it was like everything this show is about encompassed in like one person. It was like
Hmm.
this was awesome. It
He
was
puts
so
on
good.
a heck of a show as his band does with
Yeah,
Jeff too. I forgot to say Jeff was in the band too. Um, but yeah, he puts on a heck of a show. He's a really nice guy. We got to go backstage, and I'm excited to just be in his orbit and see what all he's got going on and learn from him a little bit too.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Well, Maddie, you're killing it, and
Thank
I,
you.
I love you to death, and I love
Thank
everything you're
you.
doing, and
Mm.
it's so fun to see what from the first one we did to
I
now is like
know. It's
it's
crazy.
just so exciting. It's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much,
You're
Jim. I
welcome. You're
appreciate you having
welcome.
me again. Yeah.
Have fun at CMA Fest and all that, and
I sure will.
you
Yes.
know, well,
Uh-huh.
you'll have to fill me in.
I will. I will.
All
Yeah.
right,
I'll let you know. It'll be good.
all right, Maddie. Well, have a great rest of your weekend, and I
All
will.
right.
We'll talk soon.
Thanks. You
All
too.
right,
Bye.
bye. Well, there you have it. Our conversation with Maddye Trew. Maddie, again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. I know we talked about a lot of things that have already come and passed. Again, I'm sorry. My timing is terrible. But I'm sure CMA Fest was fantastic and you met so many cool people and doing the thing, girl. I'm so freaking proud of you. I can't even tell you. Keep kicking ass, girl. You're one of the good ones, and I'll just say that. So thanks for being here. What did we do this weekend? We saw Dalton and the Sheriffs and Nate Ramos at Off the Rails in Worcester, and then we saw Cole Swindell Sunday on Father's Day at Indian Ranch. Um, both reviews of that are going to be out there. Check us out on our websites for those. I'm not going to get into it. Do it. Just we did it right. Dalton, I'll never say bad things about Dalton and the Sheriffs. Even if you probably lit me on fire, I would still not say bad things. Because there's nothing bad to say. Cole Swindell was fine. It was a Cole Swindell show. you've seen one Cole Swindell show, you've seen all. And that's fine. That's fine too. That's his brand. But yeah, so thanks for being here. Go check out all of our other episodes. Appreciate y'all. We have some cool merch. Go check out our website for the merch, or our link tree has got the merch stuff. Some really cool t-shirts and stuff. It helps us out. Appreciate you. And that's it. That's it. So we'll see you next week. I think we're gonna do 2 more next week. Like I said, we got a lot of backup, so just trying to get all that done. That's that. That's that. So enjoy your week. Next weekend we are at George Strait, Chris Stapleton, and Parker McCullum. So that'll be a good one. And so cheers. We'll see you next Tuesday, guys.